What's poppin'? Henry Heck back at it again with another video, and today I will be telling you why I think Call of Duty is the king of first-person shooters and will remain as such for the foreseeable future. Regardless of all the negative comments and gripes and complaints about Call of Duty, folks still flock back to this game year after year after year for various reasons. They've done an awesome job of just putting together a whole ecosystem of first-person shooter games within the Call of Duty. At this point, it's a Call of Duty launcher at this point. You know, you got Warzone, you got Core, you got DMZ, you got Zombies, you got single-player campaign, you got like Spec Op PvE missions. You can do co-op. It's a lot here that you can do inside Call of Duty, aside from having super sound, gunplay, and just the manner of handling the gun itself in the game is just superb. Now, you can criticize the quote-unquote skill-based matchmaking, which is a whole nother thing I'm not really gonna get into. It's a big criticism of the games as far as multiplayer, the skill-based matchmaking, because it's called that, but it's a whole bunch of other different factors that play into how they do the matchmaking, not just skill. You know what I mean? It ain't just skill. So to call it just skill-based matchmaking is misleading, and it's a downright lie if I'm keeping it all the way true with you. Because a lot of factors that play into it ain't necessarily even about skill. You know what I'm saying? But back to the main topic, it's just so much other stuff to do in Call of Duty. If you're not necessarily a 6v6 core fan, you can go play, like I said, DMZ. You get your extraction based on, you know, Warzone if you like battle royale. If you want to just dick around with the homies, you shoot some zombies, etc. You know, 2v2, you with your homie, y'all, you know, what it went, two-man army, what's the army of two? You get your army of two on, PvP style, you know. They really kind of nailed it, man. They kind of nailed it. And then the campaign itself is super solid year after year. You know, if you don't necessarily like the movement, the way they did the map of this year's Call of Duty, you can still play the last year's Call of Duty. You know, if the studio that made the game this year isn't necessarily your favorite Call of Duty studio, you can wait till next year, check that beta out, see if the movement is what you want it to be, map design is what you want it to be, mini map is the way you want it to be, guns, mini map, you know, because these different studios have different design philosophies as far as how they go about doing the gameplay. Because a lot of people say, oh, it's just the same game year after year after year after year. Not really, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times the complaints come from this studio implemented this and people either liked it or didn't like it. And so when it is or isn't in the next year's game, they complain about it. You know what I mean? Because they either liked how last year's version did it, or they either didn't like how last year's version did it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of different things that come into play when people buy Call of Duty year after year. You know what I'm saying? It's not that they brain dead, and you know, a lot of the things people like to say when it comes to people buying Call of Duty. You know, because I went for my example, me personally, I like 2019. A lot of people didn't like 2019. They said it was too slow. I liked that play style. And then I think Cold War came after that. I didn't really care for Cold War. Played the beta, tried it out. I didn't vibe with it. So then went back to playing 2019. And then boom, Vanguard came out. I liked it better than Cold War. So then I bought Vanguard. A lot of people didn't like Vanguard. People didn't like the weapons. People didn't like the movement, whatever it may be. But different people have different, you know, reasons why they will buy or won't buy. And if they don't buy it, they can just stick with the last one. Continue playing the last one they were playing. You know, because not everybody, a lot of people do buy Call of Duty year after year, but some people don't. There's some Call of Duty players that don't necessarily buy every Call of Duty every year. You know what I mean? So it's kind of not really fair to just assume that just because a person plays Call of Duty, they just run out and buy every last one. I don't buy every last one. Whichever one that came out in around time Titanfall 2 came out, I bought that one. Went back to playing Titanfall 2 because I didn't really vibe with it, and then buy another Call of Duty until 2019. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2019. Like, I think a lot of Call of Duty players get a bad kind of reputation with people who play other styles of games. And I play other styles of games. I just also get in the mood sometimes to where I want to just play some. I just want to play some cards sometimes. You know, I come from a multiplayer. That's what I do primarily. I primarily play a lot of multiplayer games. You know what I'm saying? But I still play Cyberpunk. I played Lies of P. I played Remnant 2. I played other stuff. Can't really, you know, off the top of my head. Final Fantasy 16. What else? Assassin's Creed. You know, we play other stuff. You know what I mean? But every so often you get in the mood to where you just want to pop a 6-pack, hop in party chat, and shoot some shit up. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do sometimes on a Friday evening, Saturday evening, get off work. You don't necessarily want to commit yourself to a storyline and whatnot. You just want to load up, pick a load out, drop in, shoot some shit up. You know, you might be about to play some Warzone with the homie, right? Until he hop on, you hop in core to get warmed up. You know, Warzone might be annoying right now, but you still want that kind of feel of big battlefield, kind of chaos, etc. Ground war, invasion, because I like ground war too. I like ground war a lot. I played a lot of ground war in 2019. I actually play a lot of ground war now. You know, you can get if you want a more tactical type of thing, search and destroy. You know what I'm saying? S&D, get your S&D on. It's a lot of options inside Call of Duty itself. It got some for every brand of first-person shooter fan. It got some for everybody. You know what I mean? Some for everybody. And I like DMZ too. I think it's a little too vast, you know, but I still hop in there from time to time and get some enjoyment out of it, you know. But that's the main reason I think you're going to have a hard time. If you're making a game, you're going to have a hard time killing Call of Duty. Because it's bigger than just arena shooter. It's bigger than just battle royale. It's bigger than just extraction based. It's bigger than just a single player campaign. You know what I mean? It's so many modes, so many game types in what they doing, and the live service aspect. They do a good job with the live service aspect. The events, you know, they got the Halloween type event going on right now that's carried on throughout multiple modes, multiple game types of the in the game. You know what I mean? I kind of lost my train of thought right there. But it's carried on across DMZ, Core, Warzone, Ground War, whatever. It just all carries through and ties in, and the rewards you get, the theme of the awards you get, is the Halloween. You know what I mean? They do a good job with the themes. They do a good job with the live service aspect. I don't necessarily like the season, how they doing the season pass now, as opposed to how they were doing it before. You know, where they got the sale kind of map kind of thing. It's cool. It's a different take on it, but I prefer the simpler moving up the road. But you know what I mean? They trying something different. You feel me? So I can't fault them for that. You know, I just think that Call of Duty is one of them games that's just thrown in it. It's popular to shit on Call of Duty. You know what I mean? The intellectuals like to shit on Call of Duty. I mean, if you play Call of Duty and you got legitimate gripes, I got legitimate gripes, that's one thing. But you got some people who don't necessarily ain't played in a long time. They just shit on it for whatever reason, which is cool. That's your opinion. But they up there. They upper echelon. They on the Mount Rushmore of games. Say what you will. Plenty of first-person shooters came and gone. There's some first-person shooters that exist now that do pretty well. They do okay. You know, Siege does okay. PUBG does okay. Fortnite still doing pretty good, but it's kind of, they coming across some issues. But them just my opinions on how you know, Call of Duty being the first person one-stop shop, the king of first person shooters. And that's it, man. That's it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm gone.